begin our study of Chapter 2, Section 7, so that's Section 2.7. And as always, whenever we start a new section, we always start with the learning target, and the learning target for today is to solve equations involving rational numbers. Here's a couple of examples, and if we look at this one, we're going to solve for g when g is equal to g plus 2.84 is equal to 3.26. I'm going to do that. I'm going to isolate g on one side of the equation all by itself, and I'm going to do that by subtracting, doing the opposite operation here, subtracting 2.84 from both sides. Right? These 2.84 and this 2.84 cancel each other out, leaving just g, and g is equal to 3.62 minus 2.84. You can use a calculator if you'd like. 12 minus 4 would be 8, and 15 minus 8 would be 7, so it's 0.78 is the answer, 0.78. Similar problem here. I want to isolate the h all by itself. I'm going to do that by subtracting. I'm subtracting because it's added here. So I'm going to subtract it from both sides. Minus 2.65 minus 2.65. These, of course, cancel out, leaving this just h. H then is equal to 5.73 minus 2.65. I actually do the math, and again, a calculator is encouraged here. 13 minus 5 is 8, 6 minus 6 is 0, and 5 minus 2 is 3, so that'd be 3.08. H is equal to 3.08. Similar problems here. This one's a little bit more difficult in that it involves fractions, but the processes are exactly the same. I want to isolate the s all by itself. To do that, I'm going to do the opposite operation, which means I'm going to add 2/3, and I'm going to do it to both sides. These 2/3 cancel out, leaving just s, and I've got a negative 4 over 5 plus 2 over 3 here, 2/3 here. I need to find a common denominator between these so that I can combine the numerators. It looks like the lowest common denominator is probably 15. So I need to take this fraction, this negative 4/5, and multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3 so that I can get a denominator of 15. So that would be a negative 12 over 15. And then plus, and I need to change this fraction to also have a denominator of 15. So I'm going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 5, which then would become plus 10 over 15. So I have negative 12 plus 10 over 15. Well, negative 12 plus 10 is equal to negative 2. So I have a negative 2 over 15, and that's my answer for this problem. Similar problem, but this time I need to add 3/4 to both sides. These, of course, cancel, leaving just x. I'm left with a minus 2 over 5 plus 3/4 is equal to x. I need to find a common denominator between the two of these. It looks like the lowest common denominator happens to be 20. So I need to multiply this fraction by 4 over 4 so I can get my denominator of 20. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. 4 times 5 is 20, so that keeps my denominator. For this fraction, I need to multiply it by 5 over 5, so I can get 4 times 5 is equal to 20, and 3 times 5 would be 15. So I've got a negative 8 plus 15 over 20. Negative 8 plus 15 is equal to 7. 7/20 is equal to my unknown, or my x. Similar ideas, similar problems here, a little bit more complicated because now we're multiplying rather than subtracting. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this fraction. Multiply both sides by 11/7. 11 over 7 on both sides. And I do that because these two 11s then will cancel, these two 7s will cancel, leaving just C, and it's equal to a negative 21 over 1 times 11 over 7. I can do a little bit of reducing here. I can put 7 into here and get 1, and I can go 7 into there and get negative 3. So I've got negative 3 times 11 is a negative 33 over 1 times 1, which is just 1. So my answer is simply negative 33 is my answer. Problem right here, I'm going to multiply again by the reciprocal. So I'm going to be multiplying by 5 over 3 times 5 over 3, both sides, because the 5s then will cancel and the 3s will cancel, leaving just x is equal to a minus 27 over 1 times 5 over 3. You can do a little reducing. 3 will go in there 1 time. 3 will go in there 9 times, actually negative 9 times. That leaves my denominator to be 1. So I've got negative 9 times 5 is a negative 45 over 1, which is just a negative 45. So that's my answer for this problem. A little bit of solving here. Same idea. Since it's multiplied in that equation, I'm going to divide both sides by 9.7 because these will cancel out, just leave t. And that's equal to a negative 67.9 divided by 9.7. So let's actually do the math. Again, a calculator would work good. I move this decimal point one place. I move this decimal point one place. 97 into 679 looks like it goes about 7 times. 7 times 7 would be 49, carry the 4. 7 times 9 would be 63, plus 4 would be 67. So it does go exactly 7 times, but I need to make sure I carry the negative sign through. I've got a positive quotient divided into a negative answer. I must get a negative answer. The signs are different, so I must get negative. So in this case, t is equal to a negative 7. Similar problem. I'm going to carry on and do the same thing. I'm going to divide both sides by 3.4 because I want to isolate the t, get those 3.4s to cancel. I've got its t then is equal to a negative 27.2 over 3.4. I actually do the division. Move this decimal point, move this decimal point. It looks like it'll go about 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32, carry the 3. 8 times 3 would be 24, plus 3 would be 27. So it does go exactly 8 times. But again, this is positive, this one's negative. They're opposite signs, so I must carry through to a negative answer. So t is equal to a negative 8. All right, you can determine the rate an object is traveling by dividing its distance traveled by the time it takes to cover the distance. So rate or speed is equal to distance divided by time. Speed, distance, and time. If an object travels at the rate of 14.3 meters per second for 17 seconds, how far does it travel? Well, the rate it tells me is 14.3 meters per second, and it tells me the time is equal to 17 seconds. So in this case, I'm going to be looking for the distance. So I'm going to say rate is equal to distance divided by time, where I know the rate, plug in the information, it is 14.3 meters per second, and that's equal to the distance divided by 17 seconds. To solve that equation, I'm going to multiply both sides by 17 seconds. So I can get these to cancel out, just leave me my distance. And I've got 17 seconds times 14.3. Using a calculator again, 7 times 3 would be 21. carry the 2, 7 would be 28, plus 2 would be 30, carry the 3, that'd be working that out makes that work out to be 243.1. 243.1, and the answer would be in meters. 243.1 meters. So distance was equal to 243.1 meters. Thank you.